Hello friends, this is Dean. Welcome back to the channel, Filipino Nurse Retires Home. I hope everybody is safe and healthy, and thank you for all your subscription and welcome new subscribers to the channel. I hope I will be able to give you a little bit of ideas and info how to live life and retirement, and ideas about how to live in the Philippines. Okay, thank you so much for all your comments. Now, I would ask a big request, please. Okay, please pray for the whole world and the healing of the whole world. Okay, um, COVID cases still in the rise. I spoke with uh, two nurses that I work with for the longest time in the same hospital. They told me that the COVID is still on the rise. Okay, most people that are there are people that are not vaccinated, so there's a reason why you need to get vaccinated. Don't be complacent now. If you can, I just restarted using the mask, and I have to have my antibacterial lotion all the time with me. Every time I go to the department store or I touch something, I have to have that all the time. So it's better be safe than sorry. Now, today's topic is about Filipino foreigner interracial marriages, strength and successes. Okay, now we generally believe that compatibility as well as good communication are the keys to a happy marriage, right? So you thought that yes, that's the only key, which is very true to some, especially with same race marriages. Okay, because you speak the same language, you don't have to teach her the ABC or English 101. Okay, because you already speak English, right? But with you married to a Filipina, then you have to really kind of explain to her and speak to her in English at the same time explain. So you eat the same food, you don't have to worry about stinky dried fish, right? You eat the same type of food, you eat the same type of fruit, you don't have to worry about the stinky durian. Remember that durian, that's a kind of stinky fruit in the Philippines. Now, believe the same values, the same tradition, and the same culture that you have to hand me down from one generation to another. You don't have to explain any of that. Santa Claus, what is his role during Christmas? Okay, because in the Philippines we practice that as a religious thing, like during the birth of Christ. That's why we have Christmas, that's what we think. Okay, now you don't have to explain why the bunny rabbit during Easter are laying eggs. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, and then you don't have to worry about explaining why during Halloween children are wearing this mask, sometimes ugly. You know, most of them are kind of gruesome looking mask. You know, you don't understand that, right? And they will be asking for candies and a lot of things that you have to explain to your wife, who can be a another race like Filipinas. You don't have to explain all those. So if you are in the same race, you can let your wife tell your children later on and explain to them what is the tradition, and that is a kind of stress that you don't have to deal with. Okay, due to this, you thought that the secret of having happy marriage are those two things, but many marriages fail despite of this high compatibility as well as skillful communication, because we forget that the most important determinant factor are really the outside forces, the outside long-term factors that can be found outside the marriage that you cannot have any control. Okay, Now, I understand that if living in America, example, okay, you are used to big houses, beautiful appliances, beautiful cars, and that's part of being an American, okay? American life. You have everything, all the utilities and so on and so forth. Your little wifey is not adjusting to any downsizing whatsoever, okay? It's kind of hard for them to adjust because they're oriented to that kind of lifestyle, which I cannot blame them, okay? Now, what if something happened, unfortunately things happen, I hope it's not gonna happen in your life, you're gonna lose your job, you're gonna get sick, and then now you have to downsize because you're gonna foreclose on your house, okay? And you're gonna let this wifey of yours take over the responsibility as a wife at the same time as a father. Do you think she can make it? It will be hard for me to say yes because I know pretty well she cannot. It will be very difficult for her. That is so stressful on her. So what can happen? The marriage would fail, okay? So we will end up divorcing. You might be fighting each other. Even you speak the same language, which is probably harder because you speak English and you probably would cuss out each other in English, right? So you be cussing out and you understand each word and it hurts, okay? Well, if you're gonna cuss out with a Filipino, sometimes they don't even know what it is, okay? Now, if you're married to a Filipina, okay, it's another scenario. Compatibility, maybe you are compatible, but she does not speak your language. You have to teach her how to speak, and that is very stressful. But during during the course of time of adjustment, the man will have also that kind of excitement to have helped this lady transform herself and adjust to your kind of standard of living, right? They do not even know, the Filipinas does not even know what a washing machine is, what a microwave is, what a stove is, and what are those buttons to push. Honey, give me, what do you mean by this one? What do you mean by this one? How are you gonna do this? How are you gonna do that? The poor husband has to teach her. But luckily, the Filipinos are survivors, the Filipinas especially. They're ready to take over when the husband would be disabled. Majority of them will sustain that because they're so used to hard life. So if you're gonna downsize from big house and to small house, that's easy. You know, that's really very easy. That happened to me one time. We did not downsize, but our water system, one of our pipes broke in the middle of the winter. So I told my husband. He was really upset. He said we probably would go to a hotel or something like that because we don't have any hot water during the winter time. Most American girls would have to go to a hotel. But what I did, I said, don't worry about it. We're gonna have to do the what we call tabo system. Remember when you went to the Philippines, honey? We use a tabo system. We use a cup and a big pail of water. And then I'm just gonna wake up early in the morning at 4:30 and boil some water and then put it in the pail of water and start using that tabo and put it on my head and we're clean. Not a big deal. Okay, not a big deal. So we did it for about a week. So what? We're alive and we sustained everything what we had. So at the end of the week, we had the plumber come and we are normal again. So that did not phase me out, and that was not a stressful situation for me because I'm used to just using a pail of water, okay? So meaning that I am a survivor. So meaning those kind of things that can happen, like taking care of the husband or the wife, maybe sick, that's normal for us. We take care of our old ones. So those are the advantages and disadvantages really to for like on a happy marriage is the understanding, basically the understanding of each of our weaknesses and our strength. Okay, it's how we thrive as a couple. Okay, it's not really the compatibility as well as a good communication that would be determining factor that there will be longevity in the marriage. Is really the overcoming of the unknown, the situation that you cannot control, overcoming that as a couple. Okay, so I'm kind of opinionated in a lot of ways, but at least I'm able to probably share with you my experiences. So I hope it's not corny, but otherwise, I hope you're gonna have a safe day. And God bless you guys, and I love you. Bye bye.